Okay, overcoming money blocks as a business owner, a journey to success. Introduction. As a business owner, you have a unique challenge and opportunity. The reason why people struggle with business is because they forget that they are unique. They forget that it comes with challenges. And they forget that your entire job as a business owner is to find and create opportunities. Now, if you're watching this video, type create opportunity in the chat for me so I know you're listening. The most important thing that I would consider second is money blocks can hinder your success and growth. We're going to dive into what money blocks really are in a second, but money blocks can hinder your success and growth because the things that you want and the things that you need to be in alignment. And the things that you can do and the things that you cannot do also need to be in alignment. In this presentation, we're going to explore exactly how to overcome these blocks and unlock your own potential. Okay, so who's ready to get this information? Go ahead and say yes in chat. Give me a yeah, yes, ready in chat. So, what are the reasons people have money blocks? The obvious one. I'm just going to deal with it immediately. The obvious one is you don't know what to sell. Some requirements of selling things on the internet are, it's got to have a wow factor. Type wow in the chat for me. It has to have a wow factor. If you're here watching this video right now, it's because there's a wow factor, right? I want to show you how to do that for yourself. What's next? We need to have a new and or different approach. So if you're selling ice cream, that's great. But if you're just selling vanilla and chocolate ice cream, probably not going to get a ton of people. But if you start throwing kiwi, coconut, raspberry, like double chocolate fudge, hot sundaes, then we have something that's new and different, right? If you start blending those, now you become even more unique because no one's really doing that. Okay, go ahead and type new and different in the chat so I know you're paying attention. The last thing that's a requirement for selling things online is it's got to be something that people can't just get from anywhere. Like, we don't want to sell things that people can just get. Like, we don't want, I see so many people think like, oh, I want to sell stones and crystals. Okay, I can go on Etsy. Oh, I want to be a tarot card reader. I can go on Etsy, I can go on YouTube and watch a tarot card reader for free. Oh, I want to be a life coach. I can go watch Tony Robbins on the internet. What makes you hard to get? What's something that people can't get on the internet unless you're involved? That's what we want to create, okay? So how do we do that? So easy, okay? Everyone types 9 in the chat for me. So there's 9 key factors. I'm going to give them all to you. The 9 key factors are, does the product or service solve a problem? If your product or service solves a problem, you're in business, okay? Or is it something that people are passionate about, right? I'm really passionate about astrology. I love business. I love fitness. I love relationships. I love intimacy. That's like my whole account. My whole business is the things that I'm passionate about. And I also realized that I can solve people's problems. So for example, a derma roller, which like stimulates your pores, that solves a problem. And if you market it to men who want to grow their beards, you're in business. Men want to grow their beards, right? Number 2, everyone type 2 in the chat if you're ready for number 2. Obviously on the screen, but is the product difficult to find in stores or in person? This is a huge requirement for selling things online. This is why I stopped doing birth chart readings and tarot readings, because is it difficult to find in stores or in person? Like, you can scroll on TikTok, you can scroll on Instagram and find a tarot reader. You can go on YouTube and find a tarot reader or an astrologist, which means there's a constraint, which means it's not a good thing to sell. That's why we have to change it a little bit, tweak it a little bit. This is why I started doing readings for people over time, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. I don't want to read your chart one time for 60 minutes because everyone's doing it. Doesn't make sense. Why would I go with the crowd when the crowd's going in the wrong direction? Okay. Number 3, will it stop someone scrolling on TikTok or Instagram? This is the wow factor that we were talking about earlier. If you can get people to stop scrolling, you're in a great spot. I would do this early on. I would do it with like jewelry. I would use my style or my look, and people would stop scrolling because they were like, oh, he looks interesting. And then they would listen to me because I looked interesting. Or I would use my body to like get people's attention. Just like this hat making a dude talking about astrology. Okay, I'll stay. I'll hang out for a second. If you can get people to stop in a second, this is going to help you connect with them. So how can you get their attention with your appearance, with your words? Maybe we type something on the screen. Maybe we say something funny. Maybe we call out a problem. This is very important for your selling process, okay? Number 4, does your product appeal to a broad? Does your does your product appeal to a broad audience? So if you want to help like people who are, for example, struggling in life, there's a large crowd there, but you have to consider also those people have the funds to pay you, and what are they struggling with? So if people are struggling with money, might not be good for business. If they're struggling with their health, a little bit better, because I know people who like, they work a lot, they get paid very well, they just don't have good habits. What if someone's struggling with relationships? Okay, cool. What does that mean? You know, you have this huge net of people who might not be the best at communicating, and they just need to learn how to communicate better. And if you take on those clients, they might not communicate super well with you. So you have to build something that's going to solve that problem and the relationship problem. Give me a chat if this makes sense, or in the comment section if this makes sense. Okay. Does it appeal to a broad audience, not too specific? The reason why I say that is there's 2 sides, because if you go too specific right away with service and your product, you miss out on the people. With the people that you want to help, you should go specific. The product should be general and broad. The people should be specific. So if you want to help doctors figure out how to find their soulmate, that's very different than helping men find their soulmate. Different customer. Does that make sense? Everyone give me a yes in the chat if that makes total sense. Okay, and we'll just move forward. Is the thing that you're selling, your product or service, of quality? The best way to figure out if that's a quality service or product is ask yourself, are there other people selling this thing? Do some research. Go on TikTok, type in yoni steaming, type in lint rollers, type in teeth whitening, type in lotion, whatever you're selling, type in life coaching. If there is a robust amount of people that are doing well selling that thing, then I would say, yes, this is the indicator that you should be selling that thing. If there's a large group of people that are selling that thing and they're not doing well, take note. I noticed this with the tarot community and with the astrology community. A lot of tarot astrologers are making a lot of money because they're not selling anything that is of quality. And the astrologers who are doing well, they're usually giving high quality information, and not everyone has that right away. Not to discourage anyone from being an astrologer or tarot card reader, because you definitely can, but you need to solve big problems. Everyone type solve big problems in the chat, so I know you're paying attention. Solve big problems, okay? Number 6 is, are there competitors doing well with the product? Just to piggyback off what I just said. If yes, sell it too. Don't be different. If there's competitors selling your product, like let's just say you sell something physical. If you sell something physical,
Me.
Type it in the chat for me, please. If you sell something physical, what is that thing, and are other people doing well, and what are they doing to do well? Are they running ads? You need to run ads. Are they making create ad creatives or organic creatives? You need to have creatives. Are they doing testimonials cases? Like, what are they doing to get their customers? You need to figure out that, and then you're in business. It's so easy. Okay. If yes, don't be different. A lot of people fuck up here. Is they're like, oh, this person's doing this, I'm gonna do that. But this person's making 6-7 figures. Why would you do random? Why would you guess? Don't guess, please. Everyone type in the chat, don't guess, because you don't have to. Like, don't guess. Literally, it's unnecessary. Number 7, are people buying that thing, service or product that you're selling? Are they buying it already online? And you can go to a website like Google Trends. You don't need to guess. You can just look. You can just say, birth chart readings. Doesn't show enough data. Okay, well, let's look in the last 90 days. Doesn't show enough data. Okay, let's go to worldwide. Is this stuff selling worldwide? People aren't looking it up online. Worldwide. In the last 90 days. If I look up makeup, yeah, hella people. The charts are way higher. Before it was down here. Now let's look up clothes. Clothes ranks higher than makeup. Interesting. What about food? Oh, food is blowing both of those out of the water. Makes sense. What if I type in AI? Oh, AI is just right under food. Huh. Interesting. I don't need to guess at all. Right? Too easy. So are people buying that thing online? Or are people buying that, if you're selling a physical product, when you go to AliExpress, does that product have a lot of reviews and like a lot of good reviews? That's the easiest way to like quantify it. If the answer is yes, sell it. If it makes sense, sell it. Yes. Number 8, profit margins. This gets a little fun, but profit margins is really important because you need to be making a profit whenever you're selling anything, right? So like, I'm in a service-based business and I also do digital products. So like my margins are insane and I like that. But I also love selling physical products, right? So if you buy a product from AliExpress for like $20, you can sell it for 50. Like I used to sell hair rollers and wigs. I used to date this girl and she wanted to do like a beauty store. That was my first Shopify store. She was like, I want to sell wigs to my friends. And I was like, that doesn't make sense. But like, go pop off. And then I thought about it, I was like, let's just make a website. And we made a website. And then we started selling wigs online. And I would run ads. And we'd sell like 2 or 3 wigs a week, which was like $200 or $300 a week. This is years ago, but like, you can sell stuff for more. And we would buy them, like the wigs themselves on AliExpress, cost like $30, $40. And we'd sell them for like 200-ish. Sell like 2 or 3. Too easy. Running ads, by the way, is going to solve a lot of your problems. If you have a really good product and you're not making money from it right now, you should probably run ads. And if you need help running ads, you just need to enroll in the program. Because making content where stuff you want to sell is too easy. Everyone type number 9, because number 9 is the easiest and the most important. All 9 of these are important, but this one's just like too obvious. Would you or someone you know be interested in buying your product or service. If you wouldn't even buy your own product or service, don't sell it. If you don't know someone immediately that wants the thing you're selling, it's probably not a good idea. A lot of people say they have money blocks. They don't have money blocks. They just don't know what to sell. Am I right or am I wrong? I'm not trying to be right, but like, I hope this breaks some confusion. There's no such thing as a fucking money block. You either know how to do something or you don't. And once you learn how to do something, it's so much easier to do it because there's evidence, right? Did this clarify some things for you guys? Give me a yes in the chat or verbally. Yeah. Next slide. So the number one thing that's causing money blocks is people dislike being seen as everyone else. This stems from like childhood things, issues. Mom maybe compared you to siblings, mom maybe compared you to ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, or father, mother, and now your identity crisis, right? So the solution is we need to figure out how to embrace your own uniqueness. What do you love? What are you passionate about? What do you care for? How do you eat food? How do you drink water? How do you take care of your health? How do you manage your money? That all those things make you unique. Your voice, your blood type, your style, your face, all of these things make you unique. If you have a fear of conformity, look at your sun sign. Everyone drop their sun sign in the chat for me. What is your sun sign? I'm a Pisces sun house. You. What's your sun sign? If you want to be different, find out what your sun sign. I just told you the practical level, but look at your sun sign. What does your sun sign do? How does it operate? Okay, what house is it in? That'll give you all the tools you need. Number two, lack of clarity. The reason why people have money blocks is because they lack clarity. People don't want to start a business, but they lack clarity on what they want to sell, who they want to help, all these things. So if you're struggling to organize your ideas and launch your priorities and put them into, and organize them, the solution is to set clear goals and prioritize your actions based on, I put Reiki practitioner qualification. I was up until 4:00 in the morning, you guys. Let's rock it, okay? Set clear goals and prioritize your actions based on your skill set. Is what it's supposed to say. So like if you're a Reiki practitioner, like you're qualified, prioritize that. Like if your goal is to make more money this month, making a website doesn't have to be at the top of the list. Like I've sold thousands and thousands of dollars of stuff with a phone call. You don't need a website. You don't need all this. You don't need a product. You don't need to have everything perfectly done. You just need to have a clear goal and prioritize that and do that one thing. Most of you are struggling right now because you're doing 3, 5, 10 things. I'm not saying don't learn 4 different languages and how to knit. I'm saying when it comes to your business, what does McDonald's do? Do they sell every single food group that could ever be imagined? No. They sell burgers. How long has McDonald's been selling burgers? For a month, and then they stopped? No. They've been doing it for years, decades, right? Because they have a clear thing that's working. Why would you stop something that's working? Okay. Use your moon sign. The house that you have your moon sign is going to help you gain clarity. I have my moon in my 9th house, which means I love teaching. I love learning. I love traveling. I love other cultures. I'm in a country, I don't know the language. I'm just hearing Starbucks, chilling, talking, doing it. But I love hearing other languages. I love eating other food. I love being in different places. Right? And it gives me more clarity when I'm in different parts of the world. What is your moon sign? What house is it in? Creativity blocks. If you're struggling to sell online, set your business, your creative blocks are coming from you feeling stuck. We need to use your Mercury sign. What is your, everyone type in the comments, what is your Mercury sign on your birth chart? What is your Mercury sign? What house is it in? I have Pisces Mercury in the 12th, which means I love subconscious. I love talking about healing. I love talking about endings. I love talking about institutions like businesses. I love studying the intricacies of a foundation, of a mind, which is why I'm doing this presentation, right? It's part of my business. Yeah. So the solution is experiment. If you aren't inspired, go find some. It's laying all over Earth. Inspiration is all over Earth. Go find it, seek it out, and break free from your routine. If your routine right now is post once a week, cry about not making sales, go to work, have a shitty relationship, eat shitty food, break it. It's not working. You don't call your mom, call your dad if they're alive, call your siblings, talk to your family, have a decent health perspective. These things are going to affect your business. It's not your creativity that's blocked. It's that the routine that you're in is created by someone else. You didn't make that. It was created for you because you want to choose. And we need to use our Mercury sign. Mercury, who knows what Mercury means? Mercury is which Greek god? Who knows? Hermes. Hermes and Artemis. Is Hermes fast or slow? The Greek god. I don't know if you guys remember. I don't know if you guys know, had these shoes that with wings on them. He was the fastest, one of the fastest gods. If you're feeling slow and stagnant right now, use your Mercury. Okay, your Mercury is going to help you think about the next thing. If you're always thinking, change your routine. Okay, I've been in Norway going hiking. I don't go hiking. I've been going hiking, and my business has completely changed. My internal world has completely changed because I'm in different places looking at different things. All of you can go for a walk. All of you can go for a hike. All of you can go outside and move and change your routine. Okay. Number 4, overthinking versus producing. You need to look at your Mars sign. What is your Mars in your birth chart? Where is Mars in your birth chart? Mars is the planet that helps you do things. So if you're thinking too much without taking any action, you need to work with your Mars more. My Mars is in my 4th house. This is what helped me understand that I need to be working from home. Mars also represents women. If you look at all the names here, or if you're watching this video, you're probably a woman because I have Mars in my 4th house. I talk to my mom very regularly about nothing. We just say hi. But I always take action towards my mom. Yeah, I talk to my dad too, but in my 4th house is home. It's women, it's family, it's security. Wherever you have your Mars in your birth chart, that's where you should be focusing your passion, taking action. So the solution is focus on consistent small steps. Progress over perfection. Everyone type in the chat progress for me. Your money blocks will become completely undone when you focus on progress. Oh, you went to the gym twice this week? Awesome. You didn't eat that thing that you normally eat today? Cool. You didn't get Starbucks today? Good. You saved $10, right? I talk to people every day and they're like, Sonny, I don't have money or time. And I'm like, you're lying. Like, what do you spend money on? I was talking to someone last night. She was like, I just don't have the money. I just don't have the time, but I'll get the money this weekend. Like, okay, cool. I was like, all right, cool. Like, yeah, I only have a few spots left, but like, whatever you want to do. And she's like, I really want to start. And I was like, what's stopping you? She's like, I'm just really stressed. I'm gonna go to the bar tonight. Probably just going to the bar tonight. I'm probably gonna spend $50 or $60. And I was like, oh, there's the money. You're drinking it. You're consuming it. All of you have money. You just spend it on nonsense. I don't spend money. Like, I rarely spend money. I spend money on coaches. I spend money on my tools. I spend money on food. I spend money on the gym. And that's about it. I just stopped drinking again. So like, yeah, I do drink, but like most of the time I'll stop drinking for like 3 months, 2 months, 3 months. I'm in month one. So what are you spending money on? Because you have money. Everyone has money. Even people on the street have money. They have coins. You have money. What are you spending it on? Because that's going to help you figure out how to stop overthinking and how to produce. Money is a direct correlation to not only your Mercury, but also your Mars. How much money you make will be determined by your Mars, for sure. I get this one a lot about starting an online business, is lack of confidence. If you're struggling to believe in your own abilities, what I like to do is rely on other people for evidence. So like in a relationship, if you and your partner are being intimate and they tell you that they like something while you're being intimate, are you going to keep doing that thing or are you going to stop? Like if your partner comes to you, they're like, I really like that you listen. I really like that you listen to me. Empress says, keep going with a crazy face. Y'all are wild. Y'all are sick. Are you going to stop or are you going to keep going? If you're in a partnership with someone, I need more engagement. It's like I'm talking to myself. Are you going to stop or are you going to keep going? Yes. The reason why is because your Venus sign helps you attract. If your customers, if your audience is begging you for content, are you going to stop? I used to do this. This was my thing. People would ask me hella questions and I just would not answer. And then I was like, oh, wait, they love when I do this thing. I'm going to keep doing it. Right? Keep going. If someone likes something that you're doing, keep going. If it's one person, perfect. You can find 10 to 100 to 1,000 to 1,000,000 of that same person. Okay. When I first started this journey, I would have like 1 or 2 people commenting on my stuff. Now I have like more, obviously, but like it starts with 1. Find something and celebrate that small win and acknowledge your strengths. Acknowledge what you're good at. Acknowledge what you're good at through other people. If you're not good at that, acknowledge what you're good at through yourself. Either way. Another way to make sure that you're solidified in your online business is your knowledge gap. I realized very early on that to become a millionaire, I would have to learn things that I didn't know. A lot of people don't think like that. I've realized after having thousands of conversations, I'll talk to people And I'll be like, cool. So how much do you want to do a month? How much do you want to make a month? And they'll say 100,000. I'll say, great. So where are you at now? And they'll say 3,000. And I'll say, okay, cool. So what do you want to give people to become a millionaire or to make 100,000 a month? They'll say, I don't know yet. Okay. Anything you want to give people? I want to help people reach abundance. I want to help people attract their best version of themselves. I want to help people heal from their past. Okay. And you want to get paid $100,000 doing that? Yeah. Very interesting, right? So what we need to do is we need to get really clear about what is the knowledge gap. If you want to help people become abundant, what do you need to have? Because abundance is literally the zodiac, like the zodiac sign Sagittarius and Pisces. Does anyone have those placements, by the way? I do. If you're a Jupiterian person, wherever you have Jupiter in your chart, especially as women, is where you create knowledge and abundance. And it's where you can also find your ideal husband in Vedic astrology. If you're unsure about your operations of your business or your business setup, it's going to be really hard to hit 6 figures. I paid $10,000 to a business coach who was a Pisces. She had a lot of Capricorn placements, which is one of the reasons why I hired her. He just literally helped me structure my operations and set up my business. And I haven't made less than $10,000 since. I paid her $10,000. How much did I get out? Someone do the math. I haven't told you the time frame. I worked with her 2 years ago, give or take. Was it worth it? I paid her $10K. She taught me how to make $10K a month. Was it worth it? Some of you, we've been on the phone and I'm like, okay, yeah, my prices are $7,000. By the way, if you didn't know, it's $7,000 to work with me. It's $7,000 to work with me one-on-one, 6 months. Not that much money. Why? I paid 10 to learn how to do 10. If you can even make $7,000 a month, would it be worth it? Right? So the key thing here is with your Jupiter sign and with your knowledge gap, you need to educate yourself and seek mentors and consider professional help. If someone's getting the results that you're looking for and they ask you for a lot of money, you should say thank you. I like when someone's like, oh, my program costs $60,000. I'm like, thank God. Thank God. It costs 60 bands. I can only imagine what you know. You must know something I don't know. You must have something I don't know. Because there's no way you would charge this much money. I have gone into debt buying programs, buying coaching. I want to ask you guys a question. Can you buy time back? Can you get money back? Can you get time back? No. This is why when people come to, especially in the spiritual community, especially in the astrology community, we got to really consider this. Because I've heard this term, it's all in divine timing. Fuck that. That's stupid as fuck. Educate yourself on what you want to do by any means necessary. And if the cost is money, hell yeah, I'm going to choose money over time. Because I want my 40s, 50s, 60s to be my 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. I want to be chilling. I want to be chilling. I don't want to be trying to grind out how to do a business later. I'd rather figure it out now. I'll go in debt to figure it out now because that makes sense. Divine timing is now, you know? That's why I charge what I charge. I'm literally giving it to you for free at that point, you know? Like really consider that. This is knowledge, okay? Wisdom. Where's your Jupiter in your chart? That's how you'll figure it out. Mine's in the seventh house. So the more I sign contracts with people, the more I type to people, the more I talk to people, the more I activate my Jupiter. That's how I run my business. If you want to start an online business, how do you deal with your indecision? How many of you struggle with indecision and knowing what direction to take next? I know I've felt that before. I don't wake up and I'm like, no, I know exactly what to do every single day. No, I have to sit down and map it out. Okay. If you're feeling overwhelmed by options and you lack clarity, go back to the other thing that we talked about, which is using the Mercury sign, but also where's Saturn in your chart? Okay. We got to get really clear on why are you overwhelmed. A lot of times I've noticed, especially with my clients, your overwhelm is coming from not making a choice. Because you're not doing the thing that you need to do, you're more stressed. Like, I'll go back to that same business coach reference. I was paying her $777 a month. And it was stressful because I never even paid a car payment with insurance for that. So I was like, dude, like this is insane. Like watching that leave my account every month is crazy. But I was still eating. Like because I was overwhelmed by the choice that I did make, I had a clear path out. I knew that in like 6 months I would be done paying her. And every time I would pay her, I would reflect on, okay, I'm almost done paying this lady. I was like, I'm almost done with this shit. Why? Because she's giving me tools and strength in areas that I don't have. And she's helping me align with my skills. Because when I met her, I was going viral and making content and getting tons of followers, but I wasn't making any money. I had like 400,000 followers and I was making $2,000 a month. It was terrible. Like I'd pay my rent and I was done. Like I had like no food. Like I was barely eating. I had to call the cell phone company every month to be like, hey, can I have an extra 14 days? I'm just like trying to figure some things out. It was terrible. It was awful because I wasn't choosing to talk about my skills. I was just being funny on the internet and talking about astrology. It's when I started actually sharing my knowledge on the internet that I started hitting $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month. Right? And my Saturn's in the 11th house, which is the house of community. Why do I have a community now? A circle group. I have a Teachable with 5,000 people. I have a Discord with 1,000 people. I have a TikTok with 600,000 people. Instagram with 30,000 people. Twitter, 20,000 people. It's because my overwhelm is coming from not having a community. Because that's where my Saturn is. Where's your Saturn? Okay. That's going to help you figure out how to lessen that blow of overwhelm. Who here struggles with fear and doubt? If you have fear and doubt in your business, in life, online, you're afraid of failing. And you may be doubting yourself, which is called fear of success. How many of you struggle with this? Okay. If you're struggling with fear of doubt, of self-doubt, the solution is we need to cultivate a growth mindset and challenge your negative thoughts. Okay. Like one of the things I used to do was when I wasn't getting clients and when I wasn't making a lot of money, I wouldn't get upset. I would get upset with myself. I'd be like, dude, I'm posting content. Like, why isn't this working? And then I realized like I wasn't even telling anyone I was selling anything. I was just making videos, but I wasn't talking about my clients. I wasn't talking about what I knew. I had all these negative beliefs when I was actually doing the work. like videos, and it just didn't work, like because I didn't have a growth mindset. And then what I realized is like my TikTok coach, he was like, son, you make so many videos, you make so many good videos. And I was like, and then he told me, he was like, you've improved so much. And I was like, you're right. Like I used to have no followers and I was homeless. Like I used to have no followers and I was homeless. Now I have people who like support me and want to work with me. I just need to challenge these negative thoughts because there's proof that I know what I'm doing. Everyone type the word proof in the comments. If you're watching this. Proof. Proof. It's going to be how you deal with your self-doubt. Okay? Proof. And your Uranus. Some people say Uranus. I'm like, who's anus? It's Uranus. Not Uranus. Anyways. Lack of initiative. This is a huge one. This is a big one. This is a big one. How many of you struggle with lack of initiative? Like struggling to focus on one thing at a time? ADHD. Who has that? How many of you can't do one thing at a time? Right? You guys can see how many tabs I have open, right? Hella tabs. If you struggle to focus on a specific business area, like if how many of you don't know? If you're watching this and you don't know, what you need to do is define a clear strategy and choose a focus based on your passions. So all of my tabs that are open right now, I'll show you. "30 days of content." This person I was looking up who created something called RIM, which is regenerative image memory. It's a healing practice. I'm looking up all the dates for the transits this month to make content. I have the money block thing. I have the presentation I'm showing you. I have a battle plan, which is something that my coach gave me. It's literally a step by step thing to do in my business. I have a follow-up playbook. I've got another battle plan from another coach that I'm working with who's helping me. And it's a step by step breakdown. I've got my slides for a presentation. I'm watching a course on products that have been sold by one of my coaches. I'm looking at flights, Dolly, AI, searching it, right? Like, but can you guys see the consistency of what's going on here? Like, can you see where my focus is? Like, what's the first tab through the next tabs? Like, I'm looking up how to make up my content. I'm looking up how to heal. I'm looking up content to talk about. Like, everything's, is it focus? It's business. Yeah, it's business. Michelle says, I have 40 tabs open. I'm praying for you. You have 40 tabs open. May God cover you. Inshallah. In all your efforts. 100%. If you're struggling with focus, I want you to look at where is Neptune in your birth chart. Neptune in your birth chart is going to clarify for you where you lose focus or where you gain focus. Me, I have Neptune in my first house, so it's with business, right? So my illusion now I have to create is, how do I create a better business? Where's Neptune in your birth chart? If you don't know, that's okay. You can go over it in the program. Who struggles with a lack of direction? This is another money block. that we got from my TikTok, or excuse me, my Twitter, my Instagram, and the group. So pretty much all of you should say you, right? And if you're watching this, yeah, you. A lack of direction is just uncertainty about the right type of business. So the solution is to figure out, what are your skills? What are you interested in? And do people actually buy that thing? Does that make sense? What are your skills? Do you know how to read and write? Dope. Do you know how to use a computer? Cool. Do you know how to use a phone? Fire. Do you know how to type words on a screen and screenshot it? Yeah. Awesome. Do you know how to talk on camera? That's a skill. Okay. Do you know how to speak on stage? You know how to like crunch numbers? Yeah. Do you know how to pull cards? Do you know how to read charts? Okay, cool. Anything that you have that you can do with your bodies and your mind is a skill. Now we just need to skill stack them into a long list or short list. Take that, add your interest, and then ask yourself, meaning like what are the trends over here? Ask yourself, like, is tarot really a good market? By the way, tarot is the purple ones. Ask yourself, really, is tarot what you should be selling? How many of you are in here are tarot readers? Anyone? Oh, you're in a terrible business. Sounds awful. Oh, okay. Yeah. Being a tarot card reader, terrible business model. Why? There's no market. Yes, there are people who want tarot card readings, but you're better off hopping on YouTube and getting paid with like YouTube AdSense. Like selling tarot card readings, is that a smart move? Statistically, like you can like look, no guessing, like look, people are like clicking on Google. Billions of people who use Google, billions. Is tarot what you should be selling? Yes or no? No, don't sell tarot. It's not a good business model. You're gonna hurt yourself. Okay, don't sell that. Don't do it. Okay, if you're lacking direction, use your Pluto sign. Where's your Pluto? The house where you have Pluto is going to give you way more clarity on what you should actually be doing with your direction. How many of you struggle with the houses? I know some of you don't know anything about the house. If some of you don't know anything about astrology, it's totally fine. But don't break your back trying to sell tarot card readings. Please. You're gonna hurt yourself. Okay. Where's Pluto in your chart? I have Pluto in the 8th house. So most people come to me because they need transformation, connection, and support, which is why you're all here, right? Like my whole business is built off of my chart, every single part. Don't hurt yourself selling tarot card readings, please. The thing I like about tarot is like you can get a paper cut. You can get a paper cut pulling cards, but you can't from the money that you have. Because you just can't make a lot of money with tarot. It's just too hard. Like it's a grind. Like you have to do thousands of readings to become a millionaire. It's just not realistic. Right? So where's Pluto in your chart? Because that's going to give you some clarity on how you should actually do your tarot card readings. Once I started selling readings and telling people, hey, I'm here to help you transform your relationship, I was able to charge like 150 or 300. And then it made sense to do tarot card reading. But if you're not using your Pluto, you're fucked. You're done. You're toast. Okay? Don't do that to yourself. I don't want you guys to hurt yourself, okay? Make sure there's a market. Number 11. This is cool. How many of you struggle with being organized in your business? No one? Cool. So being organized in your business means time management and organization difficulties come up. The best way to deal with this is to set schedules on your phone, prioritize tasks with a calendar, and consider outsourcing. I love outsourcing. Like if I can have someone do something for me and I can pay them 50, 100, 200, 500,000 and that thing's dealt with, I'm gonna do it because the time it would take me to struggle and get it done, I could pay someone to do it. And like for example, I do this, like I'm very good at typing my ebooks. I'm not always super down to like sit there and design it. So I will like find people will like literally come to me and be like, yo, I'm a graphic designer. I know how to do this. And I'll pay them to design my ebooks. And they'll get it done in like 2 days. It would take me a week. And I'll sell the ebook at like $10, $50. That $500 that I paid them, I get back after how many sales? If I'm selling my ebook at $50, 10. I just need to sell 10 copies and I break even. Everything after that is profit and it's an ebook. So it's not like I need to ship it out. A lot of you are like, oh, I'm writing a book, finish it. Hire someone to finish it for you. Okay. Get that shit organized. Your Virgo house is going to help you deal with that. Like my Virgo house is here, 6th house. All I ever need to do is change my health and my work and my services, and I'm good. Where's Virgo? Where's Virgo in your chart? If you're struggling with organization, focus on where you have Virgo in your birth chart or your progress chart. You're good to go. You're set. I can show you how when you're ready to invest with me. Okay. Because I'm telling you what and why. I know when some of you are like, but how, Sonny, but how? Invest. And we'll talk about it. We'll get in. So there's no right direction. How many of you feel like there's no one direction? There's no right direction going? Yeah. So your north node is where you want to live for this. Okay. It's super important. Your north node is going to give you all the clarity you need about which idea will work. Okay. The solution that you need to like use is research your target audience. You have to validate your ideas. Someone share their business idea in chat. Like, is your business idea validated? Like people, children, women, men need validation. What is validation? Suddenly no one's typing in the chat. Some of you are like, oh, I haven't validated this idea. And if you're watching this video, you probably haven't validated your business, which is why you're hitting me up, right? How do you validate your business? Go to Google Trends, bro. It'll tell you exactly what countries even buy the thing that you're selling. Like Rebecca sells real estate, she says. Real estate. I look up real estate. Where's real estate? Real estate is this blue line. Real estate's a good business. Why? Because there's proof. There's literally proof. There's hella real estate. Look at all this blue. Like there's proof that there's interest. Like I don't have to guess. Like there's proof that it's good. Your North Node is also going to tell you on a spiritual level, like what you're good at. Where's your North Node? Mine's in the ninth house with my moon. So like I'm supposed to travel. I'm supposed to get in tune with culture. I'm supposed to like study spirituality, right? Easy. It's too easy. Like it's really not complicated, right? Does that make sense, everybody? How to find your direction? Because some of you are like spinning the fuck off. And I'm like, dude, just check out your chart, right? So who struggles with overcoming plan confusion? Like when you make a plan, like how many of you have made a business plan and you're like, and then you just don't even do any of it? Do you know why that happens? It's because you lack focus, sweetheart. So what you actually need to do is just break down your big goals and create actionable steps and track that, right? So like this is a program I'm in, like step by step what I need to do. And like all of the things I need to do, I've gone in and I've checked them off. Like things that I've done on here, I have gone in and checked off. Okay. You need to have something like this. And for those of you who are in my program, like Rebecca, I just gave her one of these because she needs to have dialed in focus. This is how she was able to get a big project done in like a week. And now she's in a great position to scale her business up. Break your things down into actionable steps. I'm a Capricorn stellium, so I actually love making lists for people. I have a to-do list for my employees. They all are on this document. Every day they have to check and uncheck everything on this list. Why? Because if we don't, we don't know what the fuck is going on. How many of you are tracking your business? How many of you are tracking what you're doing? Do you know how many times you post a day? Do you know how many conversations you have a day? How many times are you promoting? All that is leading to why you're making less than $10,000 a month or more. If you aren't tracking anything in your business, that is why you're not getting results. And the thing is, my program, the reason why I charge you $7,000 is because I have all of these documents made ready for you already. Everything's done. You just need to make a copy. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars for this, and I'm giving it to you for like not even close, right? But if you want to do the spiritual route, ask yourself, where's Capricorn in your chart? I have Capricorn in my 10th house, career, influencer, and reputation. People always tell me very specific things about my career, my influence, and my reputation. If you're struggling right now to figure out where your big goals should be and how to create actionable steps in your life, what house do you have Capricorn in? It's too easy. Everyone type too easy in the chat if this is making sense to you. Is this engaging? Is this presentation engaging? Are you liking the information? Is it helpful? Yes. This is all going to help you make more sales. Like, for real. It's too easy, chat. So, break down your big goals, create actionable steps. By the way, if you can't do the 7K up front, that's cool. Put down half. Like, let's do installments. Like, let's just get started. You know, this shit's too easy. Because in conclusion, to overcome your money blocks, like, you got to work with an astrology coach. It's the smartest thing to do. Like, think about it. Overcome your money blocks. It's not hard. It's so easy. Embrace your uniqueness. Set clear goals and take consistent action. Like, some of you are going to be like, I'm going to do this. I can do this. If you're going to do it, you'd already be doing it. Right? So you need to believe in yourself. Right? That part I also help you with, right? Believe in yourself and seek knowledge and adapt to challenges. Like Danae just gave you guys a testimony. Like, I told her to quit her job. The moment she told me she worked for a company, I was like, don't do that. Like, I was like, "Ugh," like, disgusting. Why are you doing that? Do it for yourself. And it ended up happening anyways. And we disconnected and she's back, right? Like, if you try to do this by yourself, it's not going to work. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying I've spent a lot of money to get all of the tools to make sure it works for you and me. So, you know, trust the journey and stay committed in your Reiki service. Who does Reiki in here? Because clearly last night when I was typing this out, I was directing this towards Reiki people, right?
I
Whatever
do
service,
Reiki.
perfect. This was made
Yeah,
for
me
you.
too.
Perfect.
Me too.
Perfect. My intuition's busting as always. With determination and strategic planning, you can overcome money blocks. Okay, you have to create a thriving business. A lot of you are creating a hobby, and that hobby's not even paying you well, right? Stop playing. That's the end of the presentation.